welcome to the Science Behind Longevity by the Holistic Wellness. Today's event will teach you how to apply the ancient practices of Ayurveda in today's modern day, fast-paced life. Ayurveda is an ancient medical science that places great emphasis on prevention and encourages the maintenance of the health through close attention to balance in your life, proper diet, lifestyle, and the use of traditional herbs and medical practices. Knowledge of Ayurveda helps us understand how to create this balance of body, mind, consciousness based on every individual and how to make lifestyle changes to bring about in our life and maintain this balance. In Ayurveda, body, mind, consciousness work together to maintain a balance in our life. Today, we have with us a very special guest, speaker, who will enlighten us on the various modern day applications of Ayurveda in our daily lives and it's important in maintaining internal and external health. We also have a dedicated question and answer session at the end of today's session. So put your questions for Dr. Bharadwaj in the chat box. So here we have Dr. Aravind Bharadwaj, who is the Director and Chief Physician of Ayurshi Ayurveda Panchakarma Centre. He completed his degree in Ayurvedic medicine and surgery from Sri College of Ayurvedic Science and Research Institute, Bangalore. He completed his specialization in the field of Panchakarma from the Tamil Nadu Sports University in Chennai. He practiced the science of Panchakarma at the Central Council for Research in Ayurvedic Science, Ministry of Ayush, Government of India in Kerala. He is the founder of Indian Medicine Organization, which is tirelessly working towards bringing back the traditional Indian way of living. Welcome, Dr. Bharadwaj, and thank you for joining us today.
Namaste. Thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity, Tutwa.
Yeah. It's wonderful to have you on the board and talk about Ayurveda and everything.
Yes, I'm eager to share all the knowledge I have in the given time and space. So you can ask me whatever you want. I'll start.
Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah. So we will move on with the session. As we know, Ayurveda has multiple uses in maintaining mind-body balance. Dr. Bharadwaj will now help us understand the importance and application of this great Indian medical science, especially for the youth of the day. So my first question for this session would be, what is the approach of a healthy lifestyle according to the Ayurveda?
So approach of healthy lifestyle according to Ayurveda is the question, right?
Yeah.
So when we talk about lifestyle, we obviously have to talk about food. We have to talk about sleep, and also we have to talk about our day-to-day activities, right?
Yeah.
So among all three, the most important is the food, because our body is literally made up of the food we eat, correct? So it is very important that you carefully design your every meal so that this system is functioning properly. So Ayurveda has in-depth dealt about what to eat, what not to eat, how much to eat, and who should eat at which quantity, etc., etc. So there are three types of bodies according to Ayurveda: Vatam, Pittam, and Kapham. People who are aware of these three names, it's fine, but this is for the people who don't have any idea about these terminologies. Vatam is air, Pittam is fire, and Kapham is water. Okay, so what our ancient acharyas or rishis, who are the authors of ancient textbooks, they say that our body has an ability to, if the body have the ability to digest anything and everything which is ingested, it is fire type of a body. If the body is able to work to the maximum extent with minimum fuel, with minimum food, that is water type of a body. If the body's appetite is not stable, then it is vata type of body. So when we are eating our food, we should choose our food in such a way that it is compatible to our body. So I feel that since this is I'm addressing the youth, this is the right age to understand our body and mind, so that you'll be able to feed your body according to its constitution. Yeah. So if a person who is able to digest anything and everything, and if a person is hungry in the second meal, he should eat more of ghee, and he should ingest more carbohydrates and more vegetables. If the person is not hungry, not much hungry for his breakfast and lunch or dinner, there are many people I know who dislike milk in their childhood, or who dislikes milk even now. They are all type of people, and it is okay to not to eat food if you are not hungry. People, if there are any mothers or fathers in the session, don't force feed your child thinking that food is very important and they have to have all the 3 times in a day. Many children who are more connected to nature than we are, they reject their food because they are kafam type of bodies. So we must understand each type of body. This is you think that this is a seed sown in your minds about the prakriti, which is the constitution of the body, and learn more about it, and start filling your plates with food which is compatible to your body. There is no universal rule for having your food. So it is not like you have rice or dal I cannot instruct this for everybody in India or across the globe. So it is completely individual, and every person will have will have a different digestive capability, and depending upon the type of the body, the food will be chosen. Okay. So, and when it comes to sleep, please avoid night shifts. Sleep is one of the 3 pillars of our body. So if in a building, if a pillar is broken, obviously the building would be in a bad state, right? So it would be in a verge of collapse. So what happens if you skip your sleep for many days? One of the important pillars inside our body will start collapsing. This is a concept explained in Ayurveda. So the other 2 pillars are reproductive organs, is one of the pillar, and the third pillar is food. So I already talked about food. Sleep, definitely don't have late night sleeps or night shifts, and also please don't sleep in the afternoon time. So Ayurveda said that there are innumerable number of channels in our body which will carry, some will carry lymph, some will carry blood, some will carry hormones, etc., etc. So if you sleep, if you have the habit of sleeping in the afternoon, in Ayurveda, it is said that many of the channels will block. So what happens? There is an obstruction in the communication between 2 organs, or between a gland and an organ, or between any of 2 entities in our body. So when there is no proper communication, our body will start getting some mild disorders to start with, and this may end up even in paralysis. Yeah, so we must be very careful about this sleeping habits. So afternoon sleep and night sleep. And the third thing is about the reproductive organs. So many people, without much proper knowledge, they misuse these hormones and reproductive organs. It is definitely not recommended to for the boys over there. The masturbation and etc has to be reduced. So these are the 3 pillars which Ayurveda has talked about, and it is important to maintain all the health of all the 3 pillars for a strong, virile body and a stable mind.
Yeah, wonderful. Like, I also make so many mistakes from whatever you say. I try to have like afternoon sleep, and
Yeah.
yeah, I would like to change these things from now. Thank you for that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, Ritva.
Yeah. So moving on to the second question, how is Ayurveda unique compared to the modern science?
Yeah. So modern science is still evolving, I would say. Yeah. Modern science is a recent science, and it is still evolving, and it keeps evolving because the concept is based on the present technological advancement, right? And the technology is always evolving. There is no limit for the advancement in technology. So the modern science will always, it's like a glove hand in a glove. Yeah. So whereas Ayurveda is already complete as it is. So the complete science is with us. It is already researched, already it is written, and it is also mentioned in one of the important texts in Charaka Samhita. it is written that people who try to edit or change whatever is said already in this, they will be cursed by the devatas. So since Ayurveda is also a spiritual science, we must understand that Ayurveda has talked about many things which are not visible with our naked eyes. So it is already complete. It is written by the Rishi, who is the all-knowing Rishi, and it is a complete science now. It is obviously a science because it has talked about a drug, and it has also talked about the function of the drug after digestion inside the body. That is a big science, definitely. But the only thing is, we cannot completely prove anything and everything with today's science because science is still updating itself. Yeah. So I'll give you a small example.
Yeah.
In 2019, they have found that an organ which is called as mesentery, a part of the body which is called as mesentery, is an organ. Means they have announced it as an organ. Yeah. So my question is, what about all the doctors who practiced in their 1900s or 1800s or 21st century, doctors who passed away in 2016, 2017? They died, they practiced and died without even knowing about this new organ. Yeah. So just imagine all the patients who were attended by these doctors. They treated them even without the knowledge that mesentery is an organ. So what is the guarantee that today's science is completely updated? What is the guarantee that tomorrow they won't change anything in any facts about the food or also about the body? Coming to the food, in 1980s, 1990s, they announced that saturated fats are the cause for heart blocks.
Yeah.
And in 2014, they have completely changed the statement, saying that saturated fats are actually good for the heart, and stopping saturated fats are harming the heart and creating the blocks. It is exactly 180-degree opposite statement.
Opposite. Yeah.
And the interesting thing here is both are backed up with scientific research. So what to believe? What to believe? We are all confused now. So now let's come to Ayurveda. 5,000 years back, or even more, even before that, Ayurveda stated that ghee, which is a saturated fat, which is called as grita in Ayurveda, is hridyam, is what Ayurveda said, that it is a hridyam. Hridyam means it is good for the heart, it is good for body, it is good for mind, it is good for joints. It's a beautiful lubricant, ghee. So saturated fat is ghee. So in 2018 or 19, the ghee was denied to the general public by the modern doctors or research centers or whatever. And 2014, they themselves have agreed that ghee is good. So there are many concepts now. Coming to the curd, according to the modern system of medicine, curd is very good. It's a probiotic. But according to Ayurveda, curd is a blunder. So since I know Ayurveda in depth, even though modern research says that that the curd is a probiotic, I avoid curd because we don't know. 10 years down the line, they might say that they were wrong. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a major big difference between Ayurveda and modern systems of medicine. They're still evolving. We cannot completely depend on them. But I am not against modern system of medicine. There are, of course, many helpful aspects in modern systems of medicine. Like, for example, in a trauma, Ayurveda can't help much. Only allopathy can come to rescue. So we must see which helps us the best, and accordingly we have to move on. Practically, we can do that. We have to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Agreed on this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the next question would be what is Panchakarma technique and what are its benefits? Now, like.
Yeah. So I know that this is a new word for many people who are listening to this session right now. So Panchakarma is like, to give you an example, it is like a service station. So how you give your bike or car in a service center and get it serviced.
Yeah.
It is, Ayurveda has given a platform to service your body. So there are many places which you can't reach inside your body. For example, your bone marrow, or the inner parts of your organs. Yeah, you can't reach it through endoscopy or colonoscopy or whatever scopy. You can go there, right? You can only go, you can go and look into only your gut or the major tracts in our body. But Panchakarma is a procedure where we can reach to the deepest tissues of our body, pick the toxins there and eliminate it out of the body. So such a beautiful procedure Panchakarma is, or techniques, whatever. And there are 5 techniques, so that is why it is called as Panchakarma. So we have 2 main orifices in our body. One is our mouth, the other one is our anus. In Tamil, it is the anus is called Asana Vayu. Vayu means mouth. Asana Vayu means the mouth where we sit on. So such a beautiful old language it is. They both are mouths basically. So we in Panchakarma techniques, we have a detailed procedure which will pick up all the toxins from inside the body and either push it through the upper mouth or through the anus, which is the mouth which is in the downward direction. So we make use of these 2 orifices and push the toxins out which have been causing problems here and there. For example, you take PCOD, which is the main concern these days for all the, I took the condition called PCOD because everyone in the age of 16 to 30, 35 are facing with this issue. So we generally do 2 or 3 panchakarmas in this condition. So the cysts which are formed above the ovaries, right? So they are filled with unnecessary fluids or cyst is a formation of some growth over the ovaries. So anything excess will be removed with a technique called Vamanam in Ayurveda. So we give this therapy first, and then we go for Vasti, which is enema therapies. So it is believed that the gut in our body is the root for our body. So if you want to water a plant, you don't sprinkle water all over the plant or a tree. You just give it to the root, right? So Ayurveda says that if your body needs nourishment or if you want to correct something in the body, just give it to the root, just feed the root. So there is a Panchakarma called Vasti Panchakarma, where we push medicines into your rectum and to your gut, where the medicine will be received by the gut, and it with the help of the medicine, all the ailments inside the body is gradually treated. So this is a small introduction about Panchakarma therapy and what it can do to our body. Also, Panchakarma can treat severe sciatica problem, which is back pain radiating to the legs, and it can also treat conditions like paralysis, Parkinson's. It can treat arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, which is incurable by the modern systems of medicine, can be beautifully treated in Ayurveda through Panchakarma techniques. So generally, Panchakarma techniques are used to treat something which is seemingly impossible by the other systems of medicine.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have some options at home, like we should follow or like to prevent or something for this Panchakarma technique.
So
Because nowadays
good that you asked me
can't,
that
like,
question.
due to the COVID-19, we can't visit.
No. Panchakarma must always be done only under the supervision of a doctor. Okay. So you cannot do it by yourself. You cannot service your own bike, right? Unless you're an expert in the parts with the parts and functionality of that particular vehicle. Okay. You need a mechanic for that. So similarly, Panchakarma technique has to be done under the supervision of Ayurvedic doctor who is again well versed in Panchakarma.
Okay, wonderful. It was nice to know about some new term and new techniques.
Yeah.
So the next question would be, what according to you are the major lifestyle issues the youth of today are facing?
So we must understand that the body, that the body will keep growing until the age of 25. 25th is the age where the brain is completely formed. Even in your 23rd age, your brain is not completely formed. So it's basically until 25th age, it is the foundation. You're laying the foundation for the next 50 or 60 years or whatever to your life. So when you're laying the foundation, you must be extra careful in in what you eat or how you lead your life and what you're doing to your body, what you feed it with. Yeah. So yeah, so I mean, depending upon the type of the body, I generally guide. That is why I'm stuck now, because I don't know who are listening, what type of bodies are there. But if there are any Ayurvedic doctors in and around your place, you can go to them. If you don't have any problem, it's okay. You can ask them which prakriti you are. Prakriti is our body type. Yeah. So that your Ayurvedic doctor will guide you about your prakriti, and also he will tell you which foods will be the best for you and which foods you have to avoid, and things like that. Some minor activities, for example, Kapha Prakriti people will have strong body and they need exercise. Otherwise, they would be obese. Like so you should be very careful in like, for example, Pitta Prakriti people must not do exercise, because if they do exercise, they become very tired easily. That is why many people they hit the gym, they are very active for 1 or 2 months, and then again they automatically drop off, because it is impossible for them to exercise, because their brain is constantly functioning, that all the glucose is consumed by the brain. So they cannot strain their body after a point. But Kapha Prakriti people, they have to go to the gym, they have to work out. Only then their brain will be active. So you have to balance like this. That is the uniqueness of Ayurveda. You have to strike a balance depending upon the understanding of your body type.
Okay. Yeah. So can you just put some ways like we can manage the major common issues faced by the youth today? Like if we can have
major common issues faced by the youth. You tell me the issues, I'll tell you the solution. Or you can ask, or the listeners, if they can come up with some issues, I can just give them.
Yeah, guys, put down in the chat box so we can ask him. And we can get it. Yeah, so
that would be easy for me. Yeah,
I can put a issue like major problem. Major people face like sleeping problems and they can't sleep.
Insomnia.
They need some time. Yeah, insomnia.
For insomnia, we have multiple approaches for insomnia. So first we will find out why the insomnia has set in for that matter. So if the insomnia is because of stress, we have a simple technique called Nasyam therapy. So Nasyam therapy is like adding a spoon of oil in your palm and then sniffing it with force, like so with force. You have to sniff it with force. So what happens if you sniff gingerly oil? It goes in, enters the sinuses, and then comes to your throat. So this is what happens physically, but inside physiologically, what happens is all your nerves are nourished, your pituitary gland is nourished, your brain is nourished. So all the nerves calm down. So if you make this a practice, all the stress comes down, and automatically, once you close your eyes, you'll sleep down. And if the sleep is because of distraction, which is the main problem for the youth today, you have to keep away distraction. The one and only distraction today is your smartphones. So I have achieved that. I have been distracted by my smartphone, and I made it a point to keep my smartphone in my shelf and then go to bed. When you are falling asleep, you should not see your phone. And when you wake up in the morning, you must not see a phone. This practice has to be made by the youth today, because the thoughts are carried in your sleep. And then when you wake up, the first thought will be carried by you for the rest of the day. Yeah. So you must be very careful with the thoughts just before your sleep, and you must be extra careful with your thoughts when you wake up in the morning. Yeah. So people who are believers, they can think about God. If there are any non-believers, they can think about any positive thing. Yeah. So definitely this will give you a solid, peaceful sleep. Get away from your distractions, especially the smartphone.
Yeah. Okay. So from the smartphone, I just got clicked. Like people nowadays get back pain. The youth get back pain. They have eye problems, and their eyes are just like
correct.
It's paining. So can we have some like home remedy or something that we can?
For painful eyes, there is a small home remedy which I would share here. The pain is because of the strain, because most of the youth today are on the IT industry, and they're always on their screen time is more. So basically, the one of the sense organs are overused. So you can just calm it down by applying rose water to your eyes. So you can have a small spray bottle, fill it with good quality rose water. Like you purchase rose water from a pharmaceutical company, like for example Dabur or Imcops, IMPCOPS. Imcops is a very good brand which makes excellent rose water. Don't buy rose waters in your local shops. Buy a good quality rose water, put it in your spray bottle, and you can just open your eyes and spray it directly into your eyes. It will just calm down your eyes. It will remove all the strain. It will bring down the heat, people who are experiencing the heat, and it will nourish your eyes. This is one one treatment which is for this eye strain issue. And when it comes to the girls, they can go for traditional kajal. Kajal is not for beauty, for your FYI. In Kerala, kajals are used even today by people who don't have any idea about Ayurveda or any other medical system of any other system of medicine. It has been a part and parcel of their daily lives. But I'm not talking about kajal which will be visible after application for longer duration. In Ayurveda, most of the kajals doesn't retain even for 2 or 3 minutes. There is a kajal which the name of the kajal is Elanir Korambu. Okay, so that is very good for any conjunctivitis condition or any red eyes or even minor visions or minor cataracts can be completely removed. In Kerala, many, if there are Malayalis listening to this, they can vouch for this. Every day, it's their practice to install a drop of Elanir Parambu in both the eyes. It will give you a burning sensation for a moment or so, but after that the eyes will become cool because one of the ingredients in that is tender coconut water.
Okay.
So yeah, applying rose water, applying these type of kajal, definitely will help.
Wonderful. So can we use rose water twice or thrice a day? Like,
Definitely.
what's the preferable?
What is the
preferable time?
so
Frequency?
Just before starting your work, you can do this, and in between, if you feel like taking a break, take some 5 minutes off, do this rose water thing, and then you can continue your work. And just before going to sleep, you can do this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, so our next question would be like, how is Ayurveda useful and beneficial in managing health issues and stress?
How Ayurveda is stress? Okay.
Yeah.
So let me talk about stress here, because many people doesn't know they know that stress is not good, but they don't know why it is not good. So it's very important that you know what happens when you're stressed. Many people put on weight during the stressful situation, or many people get their blood sugar levels spiked whenever they are undergoing stress. I'll tell you that whenever we are undergoing stress, we are excessively secreting adrenaline hormone inside our body. And whenever we are releasing this particular hormone inside your body, all the reserve blood sugar levels are pooling into your blood. So when there is excess glucose circulating in your blood, all the glucose will either convert into fat, or they retain like that, and that particular person will end up becoming a diabetic. And when it comes to manage stress, it is a big topic in itself, and it is very difficult to give tips for stress, because stress is such a big problem that there are hospitals exclusively managing stress. Yeah. So one thing I can tell you is meditation definitely helps in stress, because simple reason, stress is nothing but your brain is able to handle 10 thoughts, and stress is nothing but 15 thoughts. That's all. And meditation is all about trying to make the thoughts to 0 or 1. So when you at least try, it will come from 15 to at least 5 or 7, and automatically the stress reduces. And you can choose your own guru for meditation, whoever you feel is best, Sadguru or Sri Sri Ravi Shankar or Patanjali, whoever you feel is best. You can choose them, follow their path, allocate at least 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes in the evening for your meditation. That is why our ancestors, they had a procedure. They allocated a time for God and meditation and puja. Puja is just a name, but what happens during a puja is only a meditation. Your sense organs are focused only on 2 or 3 areas. Not if you're idle, your mind wanders, right? So puja is just a name where your mind is focused on a particular thing, and then at the end of or puja or worship or whatever, you are try to keep your mind calm and quiet, so that the number of thoughts are reducing. If you make this a habit, even if you're idle, you won't have any stress. It's just a small tip. It's not that easy. It is not as easy as I say. So you need a guru or a guide or whoever, whatever it is, to bring it down. Yeah.
Can you have also like speak about some tips or tricks other than meditation?
Head massage is a great stress buster, and going for a full body Ayurvedic massage is definitely a stress buster. I'll tell you the reason. Our skin is completely connected with our brain, so that is why you feel the touch. Wherever I touch, you feel because our brain is connected. So when we pour hot oils and do massage, your brain is actually, it's a massage for the brain with the help of the skin. So definitely a full body Ayurvedic massage is a beautiful stress buster, and normal head massage is also a good stress buster. But don't go with parachute oil or any random oils you get in the market. Go for a particular oil which your Ayurvedic doctor prescribes. There are many oils for many conditions. Yeah. So depending upon your prakriti, your doctor will prescribe you a particular oil, and with that oil, if you do your head massage, then definitely all the thoughts momentarily will cool down and you can resume your day. So this is one of the technique, and there are many techniques like this. I can go on with this for the next 1 hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we have some food, stress relieving food or something?
Looks like there are many people undergoing a lot of stress.
Yeah,
there are.
anxiety.
So generally, I'll tell you,
Stress.
yes, since I talked about stress and thoughts, let me talk about food and thoughts. So Ayurveda has categorized food into sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic food. So any food which is kept overnight, either in fridge or outside, will induce tamas inside the body, which will make you drowsy and sleepy, and it will give you a brain fog. So better to avoid such types of food. And any food which is excessively tangy or spicy will increase rajas inside the body. Generally, non-vegetarian food will increase rajas inside the body. And whenever rajas is increased inside the body, the thoughts overload. There is jam of thoughts inside your brain, and because of that, definitely you'll be stressed. So generally, go for any sattvic food which is little salty, little tangy, little spicy. Overdoing of spicy and tangy foods will definitely give you more stress generally. So go for bland food, and eating ghee, pouring ghee in your food, like 3, 4, 5 spoons, no problem. It goes and cools down the brain, calms the brain. It also cools down the gut. It releases short chain fatty acids in your gut. And it's very important that I talk about stress and gut. I should have talked about this first. So keep your gut clean. Make sure that you don't have any heaviness after you eat. Make sure that you don't have any bloating after you eat. You eat in such a way that you're not full, nor you're still hungry after you eat. If you cultivate that habit of eating, then your gut is clean and healthy. And when your gut is calm, your brain is calm. If your gut is confused, if your gut is a garbage, then the brain is completely filled with unnecessary thoughts and irritation, etc.
Yeah. I can like relate it so much.
Yeah.
So like I wanted to ask you this question, like can you like have 5 or 6 superfoods which normal people should include in their diet?
Okay, sure. So first is badam, which everyone has to include in their everyday food. At any time is fine, but inclusion of badam is very important. And make sure that you eat your almonds with the skin. Many people I have noticed, even with my patients, that they peel off their skin while eating, but all the nutrients are adhered between the skin and the nut. So you just pop in with the skin, munch it with the skin, and consume that. That will take care of the skin also, the badam, and it is very good for the hair and very good for diabetes and weight loss. It has many such good uh, health benefits. So inclusion of badams is one thing, and make sure that you eat amla every day. Amla. So amla is a very special food according to Ayurveda. According to Ayurveda, there are 6 tastes in this whole world. The 6 tastes are sweet, salt, tangy, sour, pungent. What did I miss? Sweet, sour, bitter. Yeah. So these are the 6 tastes. And the beauty is amla contains all the tastes except the salt taste. You take a small piece of amla, keep it in your mouth, close your eyes, and then experience, name each taste and experience. You'll be able to identify all the 5 tastes except the salt taste. So what our ancestors did and what it is prescribed in Ayurveda is take an amla, put it into salt water. Salt is also a preservative, and keep it aside. Keep it in a glass jar and keep it aside. Every day have an amla. This practice was there even 20-30 years back in small kirana shops. It used to be there, but now because of these big departmental stores, this habit is slowly eroding. So we must bring that back. Yeah.
Yeah.
So have this amla and include lot of ghee, which I already mentioned. And what else? Buttermilk. It is said in Ayurveda that buttermilk is definitely a superfood. They have compared it in such a way that they said that the Lord Indra is jealous of the people in earth because he is not having access to buttermilk. They're saying that he has nectar, amrita, still he is jealous of people because we have buttermilk here. It's just a something to make you understand the importance of buttermilk. So it is very important that you eat buttermilk, but definitely avoid curd. And yeah, this is my favorite, rice. So make sure that you switch your rice. This I'm if I would have had a loudspeaker which the whole world could hear, I would have told about this every day to everyone. It is something which the whole world has to hear, that you have to switch your rice. So switching your rice means not avoiding rice and going to chapati. That is, chapati rice would have been better than chapati. So bad the chapati is. Switching your rice means switch from white rice to traditional rice. So traditional rice, most people don't know what traditional rice is. If you visit my YouTube channel, I would have talked about traditional rice almost in every video. So I take every opportunity to talk about traditional rice. So traditional rice is the rice which we have been consuming, the humanity have been consuming right from Harappan civilization until even 1960s and 1970s. What happened during this time is we got this revolutions like green revolution, white revolution, industrial revolution, etc., etc. So during this time, they have changed they have clubbed agriculture and technology, and that is where all the problems started to rise. They shouldn't have joined together. Agriculture should never join hands with technology, because what is happening is, with this technology, they are changing the DNA inside the rice. They are changing lots of behaviors of the rice. Like if the rice is taking 6 months to grow, they're making sure that it grows at 3 months. If the rice is giving yield at 7 feet, they're making sure that the rice is getting harvest at third month. Yes, it is very good for business people, it is very good for the farmers, but definitely it is not good for the human body. So switch your rice to traditional rice. Let me name some traditional rice varieties here. In Tamil Nadu, there are traditional rice varieties like Mapillai Samba, Kartiyanam, Karupakauni. These are red varieties. Arcot Kichli Samba, Siraga Samba, Tuyemali are white varieties. Have these rice varieties, hand pounded rice varieties, because when we eat hand pounded rice, we are having access to many vitamins, we are having access to a lot of fiber, rice bran oil, and etc., etc. Iron, in some rice varieties have iron, but whereas in white rice, what do you have other than carbohydrate. We don't have anything other than carbohydrate. So switch your rice. Yeah, these are few things which are superfoods
Yeah.
according to Ayurveda.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah.
So can you like enlighten us on the tips and tricks which normal youth like have make mistakes in our daily life and in our lifestyle?
Main mistakes in our daily lives by the youth.
Like,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. We take our body for granted. You know, there is my mother tongue is Telugu, and there is a saying in our language that even in your age, even you can digest stones. So that is the power of a youthful body. So we must not take this for granted and give garbage to our stomach. Yes, whatever you eat, it gets digested. That doesn't mean that you can eat anything and everything, right? So you should be choosy with the food. When it comes to youth, I will only talk about food because that is the area where there is a lot of denial and there is a lot of over usage of our organs. Yeah, especially with the pancreas. When I was a child, when I was in my school days, even my father was a doctor, so I used to play around, and I used to listen to his patients talking to my father. And my father used to tell that, see, you have entered into your 60s, be careful, you might get diabetes. This was just only 25 years back, and today when I became a doctor, I'm getting patients who are 15 years old and 20 years old, and they're diabetics. So what is happening? Just see, in this 20 years, the threshold for a diabetic has reduced to 25 years or 30 years. It has fallen down so quickly. That is because of two things. One is we are not showing much interest in choosing what we eat, and also the food industry is rapidly changing and it is giving us a bad feed. So both has to simultaneously change. So that is why I started an organization called Live Indian Tradition. So I am making many farmers grow these traditional rice varieties in one side. I am creating demand for traditional rice varieties in the other side. And I'm parallelly doing both because demand and supply should match. Otherwise, if any one is extra or other will definitely get disturbed. So I'm doing this with my small energy, with my small team. I'm doing a small work in the society, whatever I can do.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, so thank you for all your wonderful insights, Dr. Bharadwaj. That was a lot of information for all of us. Now we should, I guess, move to the audience, take the questions from the audience. And
Sure.
If you have any questions, drop the message in the chat box so we can ask him. Yeah, so one of the question is how I can detox at our home.
It is not possible to do complete detoxification at home. It is not possible, but if you follow the instructions which I shared, a few tips which I shared, that itself is a detox. On everyday basis, you are detoxing your body, so you'll have a very good effect at the end of third month. It is said in Ayurveda that every 48 days, our cells will form, new cells would form in our body. So if you follow anything for one mandalam or 48 days, so the next cell, which has formed afresh, would be the cell which formed because of your good habits. So gradual detox is possible, but an immediate detox is possible only through Panchakarma therapies, for which you have to have an Ayurvedic doctor's supervision.
Okay. So we have another question is like,
Yes.
What is the best way to prevent lifestyle diseases like blood pressure, diabetes, cholesterol? Everything is common nowadays.
Yes, correct. So there are few thumb rules in Ayurveda, like don't eat if you're not hungry. Many people do this mistake. They think that, okay, it is 12 o'clock now, let me have food. Otherwise, at 1 o'clock, if I feel hungry, I might not get food. That is wrong. Eat food only when you're hungry. If you feel hunger at a wrong time, for example, generally, as per Ayurveda, 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock is the best time for having the heaviest meal of the day. And Ayurveda says eat only 2 times in a day. 3 times eating is a blunder which the humanity is doing today. So you can switch your breakfast with fruits. So we are missing on fruits. So keep aside a meal only for fruits and have fruits for your breakfast so that you will get your good appetite in your lunch, and have your healthiest meal at 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock. And if you are feeling appetite in your at odd times like 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock, don't have meals at that time. Have some fruits or vegetables, so that all the problems are starting in your stomach. That is the concept of Ayurveda. All the diseases, or not all, maybe 95% of your diseases starts in your gut. Name any disease, especially blood pressure, cholesterol, or diabetes. All these issues starts in your stomach, or duodenum, or small intestine, or large intestine. That is the origin. If you make sure that that area is clean, I can guarantee you that you don't get any lifestyle disorders in your life. So
Yeah.
it gets dirty only if you eat when you're not hungry.
Okay. So I got the biggest like thumb rule. Don't eat when
Yeah,
you're not
don't
hungry.
eat when you're hungry. Just skip your meal. It is okay to skip meals. It's okay.
Yeah. So the next question is like, how do I minimize acne?
Acne.
Yeah.
So again, acne, there are many reasons for acne. If it is because of the hormonal problem, we have to correct our hormones. If it is because of general heat, then we have to let go. We have to, bring down the heat with certain therapies. If the acne is because of excess oil on your face, then make sure that your face is dry. Uh, Switch your soap. These days there are many soaps out there in the market which are having minimum added chemicals or whatever, or use any herbal powders which are good for your skin, for washing your skin. Like multani metti is one of the beautiful solution for people with acne and with oily skin. People with dry skin and with acne, multani metti will not help. See how Ayurveda is. It is very what to say, tailor-made science. So you have to, everyone must have Ayurvedic physician um, near you, or you have to keep in touch with an Ayurvedic physician. That is where we are different from allopathic doctors. We can consult a patient within 5 minutes, write a prescription, and send them back. We have to spend time. We have to understand their body. The concept of a family doctor came because of Ayurveda. Ancestrally, a doctor would be managing some 10 or 15 families, and for the other families there would be a different doctor. But today the concept of family doctor is, for allopathy, is not much needed, because for everyone it is the same medicine. For fever there is paracetamol, and there is no other medicine for them. But in Ayurveda we have 125 medicines minimum for fever. So depending upon the type of fever and the type of the body, we choose the medicine. So it is very difficult to tell a particular tip or medicine for acne like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you for this wonderful questions. Unfortunately, due to the lack of
I know this happens every time with me. I have loads and loads of things to say, but time is definitely a concern for everyone, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
We hope you all get the answers. We will like try to connect with him and get your answers done soon as possible.
Sure.
Yeah. On the behalf of the whole holistic wellness team, I would like to thank you, Dr. Bharadwaj, for joining us live today. Thank you for
Thank you.
taking time.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity, Rutva. Thank you, team. I really like to talk. I really like to convey, and any platform, I'm always ready to talk and share. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure that me as well as our audience have learned so much today. You can also subscribe to his YouTube channel, which he runs. Is the name is Ayurshi Ayurveda Health Center. Go check it out and subscribe him. So I would like to share some more details on this. The Heartfulness Institute, our parent non-profit organization, is building a facility to take care of dogs that were rendered as strays during the pandemic. They are building a state-of-art dog shelter to tend to them. So, go to the link. A link is already shared in the chat box. Go to it, donate as much as you can, and share a word of it like we can help them and get to it. And another thing, we have a live session. We have a surprise guest on our live YouTube channel. So go at 7 p.m. At our YouTube channel and check it out, our special speaker for tonight. And other thing, if you have any queries or anything, join our social platforms of the Holistic Wellness team and connect with us. So yeah, it's wonderful to have you all on the board. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
See you
you.
all. Bye bye.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.